Picture this scenario. Your phone sits quietly in your pocket. You haven't unlocked it, yet somehow $10,000 instantly vanishes from your bank account. Tech reviewer Marques Brownlee watched this heist unfold on his own device, witnessing $10,000 vanish from a phone he never even touched. We are seeing a massive spike in physical smartphone thefts, particularly in major cities. But the thieves aren't snatching these devices to wipe them and flip the hardware on the black market. They want the digital identity and the financial access locked inside. Replacing a $1,000 piece of glass and metal is an annoyance. Having an attacker weaponize your device to drain your savings, hijack your email, and permanently lock you out of your digital life is financially ruinous. The most common way they get in is surprisingly low-tech. It's called shoulder surfing. A thief watches you tap your simple 4-digit PIN at a bar, and then they physically snatch the device from your hands. Those 4 digits allow a thief to reset an Apple ID password in seconds, locking the owner out of iCloud, disabling tracking, and harvesting every financial credential saved in the phone's keychain. Investigative reporting by Joanna Stern at The Wall Street Journal exposed how this straightforward tactic allowed organized groups to steal hundreds of thousands of dollars from victims across the country. But as terrifying as shoulder surfing is, it still requires the attacker to learn your passcode. A newer, invisible exploit requires no PIN, no Face ID, and no unlocking whatsoever. Criminals are bypassing user error entirely. They are targeting the invisible, automated handshakes our devices make every day, weaponizing the features built specifically to make our lives easier. Take Apple's Express Transit mode. When rushing through a busy subway turnstile, you don't want to stop, pull off your mask, or type a code. This feature lets you pay the fare by simply tapping your locked phone against the reader. But when you pair this frictionless transit feature specifically with a Visa card, you create an unintended blind spot. The unique way these two systems interact opens a massive structural vulnerability. To exploit it, an attacker uses a commercial NFC reader, a small device they can easily hide in a bag. When they brush it against your pocket, the reader pretends to be a normal transit payment terminal, initiating a charge. The system is designed to seamlessly remove friction for the commuter. In doing so, it removes the exact barriers keeping criminals out of your bank account. The attacker tells 3 lies. First, they intercept the data packet and flip 1 bit, simulating an offline gate. Second, to bypass the verification block for large requests, they flipped another bit, disguising a $10,000 transaction as a low-value $2 ticket. The phone authorizes the charge without asking for a passcode because it blindly trusts the label it receives, rather than verifying the actual context of the money moving out the door. The phone has approved the transaction, but there is one final hurdle. When the request reaches the bank, their servers will automatically reject a $10,000 charge if it doesn't carry a cryptographic signature, proving the user explicitly verified it with Face ID or a PIN. So the attacker tells the final lie. They catch the phone's approval message on its way to the bank and alter a 3rd bit of data. This forges a verified checkmark on the digital payload. The bank receives the transaction. They check the data and see what looks like a mathematically valid signature from the user. With all the boxes checked, they legally authorize the $10,000 withdrawal. Cybersecurity experts working at the University of Surrey discovered this exact sequence. They proved that manipulating just 3 specific bits of information exposes the entire payment infrastructure. A machine's absolute trust in a few pieces of cryptographic code gives thieves the power to execute a massive financial drain, invisibly, without ever breaking into a physical vault. These vulnerabilities highlight a structural flaw in modern technology. For years, designers have prioritized extreme user convenience, building intricate ecosystems requiring minimal effort. A memorable 4-digit PIN and a frictionless transit swipe save us a few seconds a day, but those small comforts carry immense risk, creating vulnerabilities that attackers can exploit to wipe out a life savings in an afternoon. When frictionless operation is the ultimate architectural goal, every shortcut built to save the user a second of effort creates a systemic opening that thieves have learned to walk right through. Closing these doors requires deliberate friction. You can protect yourself immediately by disabling Express Transit mode for your Visa cards and replacing that default 4-digit PIN with a complex alphanumeric password. Tech companies are also attempting to patch these systemic issues. Apple introduced stolen device protection as a vital safety net for physical thefts. This feature uses location awareness to track when you are away from home or work. If someone tries to change your Apple ID password in an unfamiliar place, the device strictly requires biometric Face ID and enforces a mandatory 1-hour delay before any changes take effect. True digital security requires active participation. To protect the wealth tethered to our phones, we must consciously reject the promise of absolute convenience.